Here we have Sanjana Murali, who chose and set her own path to become a content writer, and now a step and passion have made her to become a product marketer. She's killing the field of business. At the same time, her publication, LinkedIn, like how sales works, like everything is gone crazy. Like I thought of bringing Sanjana onto like Spotmax Unconventional to share some of her knowledge and journey from being a content writer to a product marketer, which might give some students confidence to take step further. And so, firstly, thank you, Sanjana, for joining the video today.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, Sanjana, in college days, choosing an unconventional path might put you under some pressure. Like why? Because being unconventional way, that is a normal process every college does. Like, what was your driving factor to choose this content writing unconventional path?
Yeah, sure. So I think before I get into that, let me just give a brief background. I think it's been 6.5 years now since I came into the field of writing and marketing, and the journey has so far has been so great. And to answer your question, I've always been fond of reading and writing from my school days. So when I was growing up, I always used to think of having a library at home. So my thirst for reading and writing increased when I came for work. And I think in the year 2018 or 19, I read about 100 books in a single year. So that's how
Great.
crazy I am. So I think I should, yeah, yeah. So I think I should have 200 books at my home now. So since I'm so crazy about, reading, I always wanted to pursue a career where my love for reading and writing is respected, right? So but when I was in college, I didn't know or have awareness about the writing or the marketing field. I always thought IT meant only programming, so I was clueless during the college days. Then I got hired through campus in a service based company as a business analyst. I joined there and worked as an analyst for 6 months, and luckily there was an opening for content writer in the same company, and it was a startup. So I thought, I'll give it a try. I started reading about, the field of content writing, and realized that, this is what I always wanted to do. So one day I went to the CEO and convinced him that, I could write. And luckily, I had a blog where I used to post all my content, like, poems, blogs, and all that content there. So I showed that to him to convince, and he was convinced. Then he asked me to explore the field of content writing while also doing the job as an analyst. So I was doing both. And then it took me 2 to 3 months to prove to him that I'm really good at it and that it comes naturally to me. After that, I switched my career completely to the writing field in the same company. And, that's how everything started for me.
Okay, like this says like if you are waiting for a Cadillac right chance, like opportunity will knock your door. Like there was a content opportunity which gave you a path to get into the content. Okay. So in a
Exactly.
college,
Yeah.
okay,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah.
In college or school days, other than academic works, can you share
Mm-hmm.
activities you got involved
Mm.
which directly or indirectly helped in the career right now? Maybe as a product marketer or as a content writer.
Okay. So I studied in a Montessori school. Right? We both studied in the same school, and we used to do a lot of activities, right? We used to do a lot of activities, assignments, extracurriculars, apart from academics, right? And do you remember we used to have no back day on every Saturday?
I was about to tell you the same thing.
Did you
So
have that?
exactly. I too had the same.
Okay.
I, so which made me
Yeah, yeah,
showcase my skills to the other people. So that made me to become an entrepreneur now.
yeah,
That's no
exactly.
back day activity.
Yeah. Exactly. So I used to love that. We did not bring a school back to the school, and the full day was dedicated to doing activities like,
Active.
enacting a history chapter as a skit, building models for biology class, group activities, and all that, right? So I used to love that. And our school used to give equal importance to learning by doing than just, learning the textbook, something like that, right? So we didn't study these subjects with, only textbooks. We studied by visualizing each and everything that were taught to us. I think that's what gave me a good exposure from the early days to explore everything, to have an open eye at all situations, and to be out of the comfort zone and try different things, right? I'm sure you agree with this.
Definitely
So
agree.
I think all these things have Yeah. So, all these things have shaped me and given a direction to my life, to who I am now. And I'm truly blessed to have studied in such an amazing school where they let us explore the world through our minds,
So
right?
being a Mahatma, we should be proud that like the same concept of no back activity was launched in Andhra Pradesh 1 year back when Jagan Mohan Reddy came to the power. I felt proud, like,
Oh,
okay, so
okay.
something great, like we have did, our school has did the same thing of years, 10 years back, which helped us today. So the same
Yeah,
concept is deployed
exactly.
in the entire state where Jagan Mohan is like understood the power of
Oh,
this
nice.
activity. So I think this will definitely pave way for the people,
Exactly.
students who are studying in Andhra Pradesh to open up their career path in different ways. And
Exactly. Yeah. They'll come out of the comfort zone, especially.
exactly. So being a comfort zone is a trap. What did your parents say like regarding your choice of career? Because something making them understand about the field and your interest can be somewhat challenging, especially 5 years, 8 years back. So what was like, your challenge of convincing them, telling them that
Yeah.
this is also a good career?
Yeah, yeah. So my parents don't understand what I do till now. They think I do some, typewriting job or a clerk job in a company. They think, working for companies like TCS, ITS, Infosys, CTS, all these companies is the only place to succeed. They don't understand what a product company is, what a service-based company is, what are the opportunities available apart from TCS, CTS. And I used to patiently explain everything to them in the early days, but they don't understand because they don't have the awareness. But only now they've started realizing. It's been 6 to 7 years now, and only now they've started realizing. But still, sometimes they'll be like, why not you find a job in TCS or CTS? So I used to get angry when I listened to them say that, but I don't show it off because they don't understand. I I know that. So I'll be like, okay, I'll find a job there soon, and then I just ignore them. So this is how it is till now.
Still they didn't get convinced of being working in like product-based companies or big companies that are growing
Uh,
and emerging.
yeah, but they didn't. So they've started realizing it, but they didn't still fully understand what it is because
Okay.
they need to come into this field to understand what it is. So, but they have also started ignoring what I'm doing, and I also started ignoring whatever they tell me. So it's like that.
Okay, okay. So, did you face any like peer pressure? Like, did you be like, why? Because you have stepped out of the crowd. Like, some you might have faced some pressure from me, either like societal pressure or peer pressure. How did you deal with the pressure initially when you took the step?
So I didn't face any pressure from the outside. So the pressure was from the inside, which is my family and relatives. But now they've started understanding it, and they'll be happy if I get into if I have gotten into the programming field. But since I didn't do that, they've started ignoring it, and they've started realizing also, and they also lost patience to understand what it is that's happening. So they just left it. That's it. All cool now.
When do you think they would realize, like when you achieve something, or like they want you to be like they want to see something achieve you great in the field, or they are comfortable, like with happy when you earn equally as a developer or programmer? When do you think they might accept?
So when it comes to product companies, right, the pay is equal to the developer and the market. So that's not a concern here. But I think I should start showing all these videos to them so that they understand that people are recognizing this and people are recognizing what I'm doing. So if I show this video, then I think they'll be convinced.
I think this video will also help other students to convince their parents, right? Because we can also achieve success, we can succeed in this career. That is why we launched this unconventional
Exactly. Yeah.
concept to help other students from your journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
So
great initiative.
So, what are the major mistakes you did in the preparation stages? And what would you tell the younger people who are about to get into this field, like where they can learn, they can learn from their mistakes so that they don't commit the same?
Okay. So I wish I had moved to a product company in the early days itself because I worked for a service-based company for 2 years. I was the solo writer there. There was nobody to guide me. I didn't know how to reach out to people for guidance. LinkedIn was not popular at that time. I didn't know if what I'm doing is the right thing or am I in the right direction. So I had to learn everything on my own. I had to learn how to write different content and it was all within me to prove. And then after 2 years, I moved to a product-based company. It was a different world altogether. I felt like I was starting from the scratch. And but my colleagues there were, supportive and friendly. I had a good team. I had good guidance there, so I was able to level up faster and get accustomed to that product culture and the process and everything very easily. So now that there are a lot of online courses available, you can reach out to people on LinkedIn as well for guidance. You can reach out to me as well for guidance. I'll be there to help. And there are a lot of communities you can be a part of. So these are the things that I missed when I was, when I started my career. So I wish these were there, or at least, I had such awareness in the early days. But I think everything happens for good, so no regrets.
What do you think is the best thing that keeps you motivated and excited in the work?
Okay. So I love my job. I love marketing. I always wanted to study psychology, but my parents didn't agree. They wanted me to study engineering, but my passion has always been towards learning psychology. But now I'm very fortunate that I'm in marketing, because marketing is all about psychology. Because you need to study people, read their minds, understand them. Only then you will be able to sell or market to them, right? So I'm fortunate that that is what I'm doing now. Psychology is what I'm doing now, and writing is what I'm doing now. That's what I always wanted to do. So this is what keeps me motivated, and I'm lucky that I'm pursuing my passion as my career. So this is why I'm so excited at work every day.
So I think like you were passionate of learning psychology has been proven. I think like a few months or years back, like your article was selected some top of the publications. I was also voting it for you, right?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, yeah. This happened in the year 2019. So one of my articles was selected, was nominated in the Worldwide Forum. So Customer Experience Update was the company that nominated my article, and I got the prize for writing that article. So it was called MVP Award, Most Valuable Professional 2019. So this was the award that I got for writing that article. So this was selected from worldwide participants. So there used to be a lot of categories. So there'll be customer success, customer journey. So there'll be a lot of categories. And in one of the categories, my article was selected and I got the award. I think that was one of the happiest days of my
And
life.
I think
And
this is
thank you
some,
for voting for me.
so this is something great, right? In the field you have achieved. Like I think if this did you say this to your relatives or parents? This achievement, like you
Yeah,
being
yeah.
recognized, how did they feel?
Yeah, yeah. I told them that showed them the certificate as well. That time they were like, okay, you're doing something. Okay, I can try to understand. And they appreciated me. Uh, they just appreciated me and they felt very happy. And I think after that they stopped scolding me for choosing something very unconventional. Yeah, I think that was the aha moment for them. Thank you for pinpointing that.
So okay, who is
Yeah.
the role model or mentor in the career, and who motivated you a lot during this unconventional method of like this path?
Uh, okay. I didn't have a mentor in the early days. I was figuring everything out all on my own. But I used to read a lot of blogs written by established authors. So that shaped the way I approach writing and marketing. That has helped me a lot. And right now, I don't have a mentor as such, but I'm part of a lot of paid communities. Like there's DGMG by Dave Gerhardt. There is Speak Community by Sangram Vajre. So there are a lot of paid communities out there where you can join and learn from people who are doing the same thing like you. So
Okay.
that's one thing that you need to do. And recently, there's something called Clubhouse that's been a great sensation in the community space. I'm part of that as well. But being inside a community helps a lot if you want to learn faster and get ahead in your career. Because a lot of people they think to invest in enrolling in such communities, right? So there'll be only less people in those communities. So if you be a part of those that set of people, you learn, because everyone there in the community will have that thirst to learn and grow, right? So if you join them, then you will also learn faster from them and get ahead in your career. So I think
So,
that's one tip that I want to give.
so that is like the power of like-minded people, being in a group of like-minded people.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
So, how did make it your first step into this career? Like, how did you make it?
It was not hard because this is what I wanted to do, and I think everything happened at the right time. I was
Okay.
at the right place. There was an opening in the same company, so I explored and got through. From then on, I have never stopped learning. I listen to podcasts, read books, be part of communities, and engage in active conversations there. So it takes time to prove yourself, but you need to believe in yourself and take that step, and then you shouldn't become lazy once you take that step, because you need to learn and update yourself every day. That's how you can prove in this career, and you need to give it time to prove yourself. It doesn't happen in a year or two. You need to give it a lot of time to prove yourself, because you need to practice a lot, practice writing a lot, and you shouldn't stop learning as well. you know these are the things that I would say.
So like when you stop learning, like your career growth stops, right? So this message has to be conveyed
Yeah,
to students. Once you
stop.
stop learning, yeah, they think like once they graduate from the college, the learning has stopped. But they don't realize that they have to continuously learn so that they keep going forward. Else, it might put a full stop in the
Exactly.
career growth. Okay. So
Yeah, especially when it comes to this field, you need to learn a lot.
okay. Okay. The myth or misconception that you would like to break in this career so that aspiring people can step forward, like in content writing. Like so there are some myths and misconceptions that people really like don't understand. Like, what do you like to break those myths and misconceptions?
Yeah, so people think that everyone can write. I mean, if you have good spoken skills, they think that you can write as well. That's not true. Not everyone can write, because that's a skill and a talent as well. You need to learn writing, you need to practice writing and get better at it every day. That's why I said it takes time to prove yourself in this field, because you need to be patient while you master your craft. This is your craft, right? I think it's high time we break this misconception about writing and marketing. Not everybody can do marketing, or not everybody can write, please.
So okay, like what kind of people can actually choose by content writing?
There is no bar here, because if you're passionate about writing, uh, and if you like psychology, because that's very important when you get started writing, because you need to understand your audience very clearly. So in order to do that, you need to have that passion to read people's mind and understand people, then write. And you also should be able to write. You should be able to process complex information into simple terms. That's what writing is. So if you can do this, if you think you can do this, then you can get into this field. uh, and if you're early in this space, like if you're a fresher or a college grad, then I would suggest you start reading a lot of books and start learning to write from online courses. And even if you're a housemaker, sorry, homemaker, or if you're looking for a part-time job, you can get into the field of writing, because it's just that you need that passion to write. If you have that, then anybody can get into this field.
Learnings or lessons from books or movies or music that you help you personally to be determined and have this perseverance to keep on working for 2 years to get into this career, like
Okay, not a big fan of movies or music, because of course I watch a lot of movies, but I don't derive any inspiration from movies. It's just for entertainment. But since I read a lot, right? So I've learned so much from books. In the last 2 years, I started reading a lot of marketing books, because that's what my field is. So I started reading a lot of marketing books to help my career. And I think I can suggest some books if you want to get started in this field. So there are a lot of good books available if you want to come into this field. So you need to read books like Building a Story Brand by Donald Donald Miller, and there's one more called Pandemonium on Advertising by Piyush Pandey, and then there's one thing called The Third Door by Alex Panayan. So I could go on and on. I have a lot of good books to suggest. So if you want some good suggestions, then your audience can reach out to me on LinkedIn or wherever they can find me, and I'll be able to help you with books. But that is a good place to get started. Start reading books relevant to your field, relevant to writing or marketing, and you'll be you'll be surprised that there's so much in this field, and you'll start grasping everything, and you'll keep them in your mind, and when you get into this field, everything will work, come and work for you, right? But start it today, start reading, and books have always been my inspiration.
So usually, actually, our correspondent used to say like, readers are leaders of tomorrow. So it used to be in the walls of Mahatma School everywhere. Read. So then you can change. It will change the career flow. Like it will automatically flow when you start working. The knowledge you gather from the books, but you may not be remembered. But when you start working on it, it automatically flows as you told.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it stays in your brain, but when you do that, it will automatically come to you. You may not realize it. That's the power of reading.
Okay, like your thoughts on this, like a comfort zone is a trap for aspiring or passionate people to move forward. Like why?
That's true. Comfort zone is a trap because you need to try things that no one else has done before. Uh, that's why creativity is very important if you want to scale in your career. And if you just stick to your comfort zone, you can't be creative because you need to think out of the box, come out of the comfort zone, and be creative. And creativity is very important when it comes to your writing or marketing field. And it doesn't matter if you work in marketing or if you're a developer. You need to be creative to innovate. If you can't innovate, you're easily replaceable, right? So what will make us better writers and marketers is how we use our creativity, and this is how we can keep our jobs safe as well. So think out of the box and come out of the comfort zone and be creative.
So when it comes to content writing, like students, like if you like to want to become, other than reading a book, what are the things that they can get involved in so that they don't get into this comfort zone of trap?
So apart from reading, I think you should write a lot. You should write at least 300 words a day. And even if you don't have an inspiration right away, just write about your day, what happened during the day. So you can just use it as a journal and start writing, and that's how you can exercise your writing muscles. And if you find an inspiration, then go pick a topic and write about it. Even you can pick some current issues that's going on around us, write about it. So that's how you'll practice writing. And apart from this, start doing some online courses on content writing, and talk to a lot of people who have achieved in this space. Connect with them on LinkedIn and talk to them. Interview them. Go on a call with them, interview them, talk to them, find guidance. That's how you can learn everything faster, because the world is progressing very fast these days, right? So if you want to be one step ahead of everyone, then you need to be very, very proactive in whatever you do. So yeah.
So like, what are the things that might make a student to be unique when appearing for a content writing interview? Suppose 100 people are appearing. What are the things that might keep them ahead among the crowd? Maybe 100 may be a good content writers, but what might uniquely keep them ahead of those 100? Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a good question, because even if you're a fresher, right, when you go for an interview to get a job in the content writing field, what people first ask is, do you have any samples that I can see? Can I see any of your published work? So that is what they ask, even if you're a fresher. So you just can't tell them that no, I'm good at writing. I write a lot every day. You can't just tell that. You need to show them some published work. So what I would recommend you to do is start a blog or start a website, post all your writings there. That is your proof. Show it to them, and that is how you stand out. So as I said earlier, so when I approached my CEO to get into the field of writing, I showed them my blog, right? So because I was already doing that, so I showed them that, and then he was immediately convinced. I just didn't tell him that I'm good at writing. I showed them the work to him. So that is how he was convinced. So this is what you need to do. And a lot of people, they ignore this. They'll be very lazy to start a blog, but
Blog.
don't be that. Start a blog. Yeah, this is how you can stand out.
Okay. So can you mention some tools, paid or free tools that a content writer must know in a basic to be content writer?
Yeah. So there is Grammarly. If you can't afford the paid version of Grammarly, the free version is fine. You can use that, because whatever you write, just put it on Grammarly and do a proofread. It will check for grammar issues, sentence construction issues, and all that. And there's one more tool called yeah. So there's another tool called Hemingway Editor. So it's also an online tool. You can just find it on Google. So just put your content there, and it will show you the sentence construction issues very clearly. So this will just be your editor, online editor. So just put your content there and resolve all those issues that this tool shows, and it will also show you some score on the right side. So make sure the score is good, and this is another good tool. And then there are a lot of other online tools that will help you come up with blog titles. So, for example, you can just search for, HubSpot title generator, and that's a free tool. Just search for HubSpot title generator. So that will help you come up with blog titles. And then there's something called CoSchedule. So it's a headline analyzer tool. It's also a free tool. So after you write a headline, that is your blog title or something, just put that in this tool, and it will show you whether your headline will work or not. And it will also give you a score with all the insights as to what you need to change to improve your title. This is another good tool. So I think these are the four tools that I have on top of my mind.
Okay,
I think this is enough for now.
Okay,
yeah.
So actually, normally when companies visiting campuses don't hire content writers. They mostly focus on like programmers. So how students can approach walk-in interviews, how they can send their profile, so which might have a higher success ratio.
Okay. So since this is content writing, right? So you can get started as an intern as well in any of the companies. If they have an opening for intern, you can start as a part-time intern, and then once you prove, then they'll convert you into a full-time person. Uh, some companies, they'll hire freshers also, but mostly companies will hire interns only, because this is writing. So they need to check if whether you really have that talent to prove in this field. That is why they hire interns. And even if there are any freshers, if they ask for freshers, then you can try that. So this is where you need to show some of the samples that you have already written. So if you show that, then you will definitely get through being a fresher. Otherwise, you need to work as interns and then convert into full time. So just you have to do some Google search, or go to LinkedIn, and you can, if you type in there, you'll get a lot of recommendations as to which companies are hiring interns. That will help.
Okay, when you said just about internship, like students nowadays, like they understand the power of internship, but the primary focus is on stipend or the knowledge. So what should be the primary focus actually to get to impress the maybe company or they show their works? So actually, which is very important according to you?
Yeah. So both are important, but if this is your very first time trying to prove, then don't think about stipend first, because just pick one company, get an internship there, work there free for 2-3 months. But I think nowadays most companies are giving you some basic stipend, so not to worry about that. Even if they don't give, not to worry, because just work for free for 2-3 months, prove everything there. I mean, just create a portfolio for you within that 2-3 months, and then start approaching other companies with that portfolio, and they'll definitely pay you. But for at least 2 to 3 months, you need to work for free if they don't give stipend. Yeah.
Okay, Sanjana, like a final question, like a message that you like to share with people who are watching this interview Either it may be a working professional who would like to convert into a content writer, or students who would like to take the first step, a first job as content writer. A message that you would like to share with.
Okay, so I would always stress on learning, keep learning, be creative. A lot of people I see are not creative these days, but the world is progressing very fast. So you need to be very, 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 very creative to stand out. So be creative, always be learning, keep reading, and have an open eye and keep exploring. So this is my message.
Thank you, Sanjana, for being in the interview today. I hope like a lot of students like aspire to be content writers like might have picked up a lot of points today in this the half an hour like interaction. Thank you so much, Sanjana.
Thank you for inviting me. This was a pleasure.
So I got it. So I'll put Sanjana's
Thanks for
LinkedIn
sharing.
profile link and down so that you can reach out to her. Why she is ready to help students. So I will put the profile link in the
Yeah.
description below so that we can reach out to her.
Yes. So because I didn't have any guidance when I started out, so I'll be happy to help people who are not finding assistance, because I wish it happened to me when I started. So I'm ready to help people.
Thank you so much, Sanjana.
Right.
Thank you.